Did you have a DIT on set with you all the time throughout the entire series?
I did. I have a DIT, Brett Sitting, who I've worked with for years, super talented. And I honestly don't know how I would go to work without him being there. It would be tragic. But yes. And I think it was, we talked about actually doing the season without a DIT, but then because the contrast in the looks between the storylines was such an important component of the show. I think that was the driving factor. It's like that we definitely need somebody to help us manage those two looks. Like season 1 had different aspect ratios. Season 2, we have 2 different looks.
Yeah.
And so having Brett to help facilitate that and to massage the 2 looks and manage the 2 looks was critical.
I'm always shocked when people have shows without it. It just seems like it's so essential to have that. And maybe it's a cost savings thing, but at the same time, it's like, my God, that's what you're doing. That's what you're creating. Like that needs to be good.
I did a Showtime. No, was it Showtime? No, it was Netflix. I did a Netflix project last year that we ended up not using a DIT for the show itself. And I don't know that I've ever done it. And I was like, well, let's.
What was the project?
I was like, why not? Let's try it. It was called Mixtape originally, but I think it evolved into, the name evolved into Soundtrack.
Okay.
And it was interesting from a work experience because it was almost like shooting film in a way, because there is no DIT and you're not using DIT, the tent and the monitors to set exposure and things like that. So, you have this, in essence, one LUT that you're using. And which was interesting in terms of the workflow, but I would have to say, I really think that the look of the show suffered downstream by not having a DIT. And, and part of that's television as well, and not being able to be there for all the color timing sessions like you would necessarily on a movie. But being able to communicate what your intention is all the way down the pipe through color timing, there's definitely some misfiring. So I think there was, unfortunately, wasn't quite as good as it could have been with the DIT.
So you're saying just TV schedule, the way things work with TV, the director of photography wouldn't be as involved in color as you may be in a film. And because of that, you want to have a DIT the whole time so that you can maintain your vision throughout the entire series. Is that what I'm hearing?
I think so. I think if I were to do another TV show, I would and they didn't want to use a DIT, I would advocate for it. Because yes, on a movie, you are paid to go into color timing. You're almost, it's the third part of the job on a movie, in my experience. You have your pre-production, you have your production, and then you have the final color. In TV, the DPs aren't often, at least in my experience, and I could be, I have a limited experience, aren't involved in color timing. I'm certainly not, and I was in Homecoming, but I certainly, wasn't paid to be there as I would on a movie. So you do have, I think it is important to be able to establish that look that flows down the pipeline in TV. So if I was in that situation again, like on Mixtape Soundtrack, I would definitely advocate for a DIT.